Knowing us, we're not even gonna get close now. Having made all these
Hello
plans.
and welcome back, everyone. After a week off, um, we are going to be doing episode 4 here. Um, it is up in the air right now. If Little will be joining us for this episode or not, but given certain events, the safety is more important to us. As far as what that is for us to know and for you to never find out. Um, but anyways, otherwise, is there any little plugs or promotions that people want to do?
Hi, I'm Slay. You can find me at Twitter and Blue Sky at Sons of Warband. I don't really have anything else coming up right now, I don't believe. Yeah, so not that I can announce anyway. So, yeah, that's me.
Hi there, I'm Silver Sugar, aka Risa, and you can find me most places on the internet as Silver Sugar or X Silver Sugar. The X is silent. Um, right now, I've got some adoptables over on my coffee if you guys are interested. Um, and I'm working on some other art projects, some that I can't really talk about yet, but I'm excited, and I'll have more news on that over on my YouTube eventually. So just keep an eye out. And that's all for me.
All right. And since they are not here, I will do the promotions in their stead. If you are interested in any commissions or art from Little, you can find them on Tumblr. Usually on Little Legend Dash Art, I believe, is their handle. There is some very adorable stuff that you really should check out. And do commission them. Before I mean before they realize they should really raise their prices. Um, but
Seconded.
Third.
also they also have their little comic that they're working on. Your World on a Plate. Kind of a passion project of theirs. I think it would mean a lot to us and to them if you would go and check that out. Um, also, officially, we will be doing a Lower Decks two shot as we are at, I think we're at 51 followers now, which is actually a little. We had a little, shall we say, stream punk boost for that. Which, Noah, if you do see this, I do appreciate it. In addition to that, we are working on another Star Trek game that'll probably come out sometime during this fall. Um, if if I time it out right, hopefully it'll be sometime in September, but more likely October, just because I'm gonna say one thing and something's gonna happen. I just know it. In addition to that, I do have a couple of other things that I am working on. Potentially, another game in the interim. Probably a pre-recorded game. Applications may go up for that soonish. I don't know. Um, and finally, potentially, I may even consider doing uh, a Wednesday World Builders stream in which uh, Silver already knows about it, and so does Vance. In which we expand further as you and me, Twitch chat, talk about the world of Era and what we can do to expand it or build upon it, even though it's constantly being built upon. Um, if I if we do this a little further, there might be a more dedicated OP to it, but we'll see. Um, in addition to that, finally, the other project I'm hoping to get done in the interim and hope to have the first arc out uh, will be Pokemon Dawnbright, which is our Kids on Bikes Pokemon game that is pre-recorded, much more podcast setup, very digestible episodes. I don't think any of the recording sessions we've done for each episode have gone over 120 minutes. But other than that, I'm down to deal with whatever bullshit my players throw my way. I promise.
Are you sure?
No, and we'll catch you back in just a second. Okay, there we go. I fixed it. Welcome back. During the last episode, the team split into 3 separate groups. A ground team, one to remain aboard the Hypatia with Leora, and then one to attempt to overtake the Io from the inside. And of the ground team and the Io thing, I don't know which one is more bold or insane. But we're not going to focus on that in the moment right now. For you, Leora, on the bridge, monitoring things, just through scans, vitals, and such, you can see the USS Io split into 2 sections. It looks like it made the attempt for 3, but it is not capable of doing such. Either they had a malfunction or a Jaloran happened to it. Either way, it is split into 2 sections, so it is it's only got a third of its multi-vector assault mode working, but that is still 2 vessels. And it is heading your direction.
Yellow alert, red alert.
Yes, sir. And as it heads towards it, one of the tactical stations immediately blurts out, just, "Commander, incoming fire," and just, you can see the charge up, and the glow is, it's not the standard, like, phaser of red, it is sort of a white-blue color. And I am going to give you a moment to react here and tell me what you would like to do or attempt to do.
I would like to. Okay, there's 2 things I want to do. I'm not sure which one's smarter, but which one would Leora do? I would like to shoot out their phaser banks before they can fire.
Okay. Okay. This is going to be, and just for clarification, are you taking the helm or are you letting the current helmsman, the current con officer, deal with it right now?
We need me in command right now more than we need me at the helm.
Okay.
So, this con officer, like, I know the con officer is not as good as me, but are they good? Like, I probably looked at their file.
They're competent. I mean, every person that is part of the Madrid field office has been handpicked, essentially. So, they were chosen for specific reasons. It's not like a typical Starfleet vessel where it could be any number of people. You would stand to reason that the directors at the time and Jaloran spent a long and hard amount of time picking out these people for their skill sets.
All right, then I'm going to let him do his job, and I'm going to do mine.
Okay.
Lore/mechanical question, if I may.
Yes, go for it.
Would they be able to take over, like, at a moment's notice of the helm in an emergency? Or, like, if their actions are going to be quicker? Just out of curiosity.
Potentially. But
I'm not sure how the ships work.
So,
it can be done. It's just not recommended in the heat of the moment. But we have seen
Makes
it
sense.
done before.
yes.
Okay.
So here's what is going to happen. Someone else, because it's not going to be me. I don't want it to be my fault. I want it to be one of yours. Is going to I'm going to break everything down right now. A Prometheus class vessel versus a Nova class vessel is such a far and away. A Nova is so far outmatched. But Leora is correct in trying to deal with at least one aspect of their weaponry, because denying them one of the three options, and phasers are the most consistent, is it is one of the more consistent options. Phasers are the most consistent of any type of weaponry. So, like I said, I'm going to break down every type of check that you're going to be doing. One of you is going to be rolling a control and con roll that will be 2 dice being rolled. Secondly, and we're all adding this together, which is Leora, you'll be doing a presence and command roll, and then someone is going to roll for the ship, and they will have to hit a 13 or under. Finally,
What? Sorry, quick question. For the con roll, what's the number we're looking for that? Because we don't have that person's stats.
you are looking for 14 or under. They're not bad at con.
Okay.
So 2 dice there, 2 dice for presence command, and 1 for the ship. I will say, right now, I'm going to do something a little unorthodox, and I do want all these checks to, like each separate check, they're all going to be added together in terms of the difficulty I'm about to set here, but everyone's going to be rolling it separate, so no one person is going to be rolling 2 checks, if you understand what I mean. Finally, we're starting off very strong. This is going to be a difficulty 5, and like I said, I'm going to do something very unorthodox that is not typically something I do. Which is, instead of spending 5 points of threat, I am going to spend 7. So the complication range is going to be anything 13 or above. The last
Alright.
little bit about that is, like, the lowest end of the complication, say a 13 to 14, that's not that bad. Anything higher ascendes into just really bad situations. So who is rolling for con, and who is rolling for the ship?
I'll roll for the ship.
Okay.
I've got the con.
Okay. I have a question.
Yes.
As far as my focus is, would tactics be a good thing in this case?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, because you are taking a this would be considered a tactical risk.
All right. Cool.
I got a 12.
12. Okay.
Just barely under 13.
You're rolling 2 dice, Vance.
Uh,
Or no, you're the ship. You're the ship.
No.
That's right.
Yeah, it's just so I
Ship
only
gets
roll
one.
1.
So 1 success from the ship. 3 from con. I got a crit.
okay.
Hell yeah.
I got a 5 and a 4, which with my presence is 3 successes for me too.
Okay, so that totals up to being
7, I believe.
7.
7. Okay, you have 2 momentum. And no complications in sight, yeah?
Nope. My highest number's a 5.
Just barely under the complication
Okay.
is mine.
The con officer is going to respond. Leora, they they are not as fast as you, but the response time for someone who is not enhanced in any way is impressive. From an outside view, what we would see is both halves of the Prometheus splitting to kind of attack the under and the ventral sides of the ship. And fire inwards. However, this con officer is going to slide in between these 2 separate halves of the vessel, and the phasers will go off. And because the prefix codes, as of right now, are not, like, modified yet, because they're still using the standard ones, and if the prefix codes are accessible, it means the shield modulation is accessible. So in other words, the shields don't mean anything right now. So you are able to land a solid hit. So let me do.
So Kana did something useful for the fight.
So that is going to. Does someone want to roll me 5d6?
I got him.
Also, I'm here. I'm sorry for being late.
You're all good.
You made it.
Welcome in.
Yeah, so sorry.
You're good.
Three crits and 2 standard.
Oh my god. Okay. Did any of the d6s turn up a 6? Like, so that's
2 of them.
two of them. Okay. So that's some special effects added to it. So, I I'm gonna ask then. Silver and Vance, I'm gonna ask you a question apiece. Vance, you simply need to answer this question for me: command, security, science, con, engineering, or medicine? Which one?
Con.
Con. Gotcha. Silver, same question.
Medicine.
Okay. Medicine is an interesting choice where we left off. We barely do these in Star Trek Adventures. Lynn, just roll me 1d20 and tell me if it is over or under a 10. Above a 10 is bad, under a 10 is good.
Under.
Under? Okay. How much under?
6.
6, okay. Alright. So, good news. The con from the upper half, the Prometheus class, is a little bit, it's going to be a little bit more sluggish now. It's not going to be as maneuverable for, at least from what you can see, Leora. It's not going to be as maneuverable for the next probably 90 to 120 seconds. In terms of medicine, the reason I had you roll the luck check here is because the Prometheus class of this variant has 2 medical bays, 2 sick bays. And I just wanted to see if it was the sick bay that you are currently about to leave or not. And you are not in this sick bay. So,
Weren't we still in 10 forward?
yes,
Yeah.
yes. I'm sorry, my brain is going up, but 10 forward is, let's see, 1, 2, 10, I'm trying to do the med, 1 second, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the med bay is not that far away either, so that still would have been pretty bad. But it's the lower half, so that lower half doesn't have a medical bay, which is, I guess, good for you guys. It also loses out on its phasers. It does have other weaponry that it is about to attempt to fire here. Yes, okay. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Is there a... Yes, this is a question for Leora. Leora, you will not have time to jump to the helm in this instance, but you can issue a command as both areas of this Prometheus class are going to try and close in around, and, well, the weaponry gets through its shields are still active, and it is just going to kind of try and attempt to sandwich the Hypatia and just crush it with its shield harmonics, essentially. You are not going to be able to get out of this unscathed. My question is, how would you like to try and reduce the damage as much as possible?
Okay, so I need a little bit more of a picture of what's happening.
We're still in the we are still in the moment where the
No, what I mean is, what's each half's position in relation to mine? Like, are they in front? Are they like to the sides? Are they behind?
above and below.
Oh, they're trying to do a literal sandwich. Okay, got it. let's see. I want to. This is probably a very dumb idea, but I want to wait as long as possible, and then like full impulse us out of there, so that they hit each other. I'm trying to like basically make them hit each other.
That.
Okay. This is a difficulty of 4, and this is going to be daring command for you, Leora. And this is again
Obviously,
going to be a roll for the con officer. And it just needs to be a 14 or lower. Who rolled for con last time?
I did.
that was Lynn.
It'll be someone else.
Okay.
Can't be me. So
Go for it.
all right, and so I'm just gonna pull on my focuses real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Would tactics be a thing still?
This one is not so much tactics as much as this is. You could apply piloting here.
Oh, cool. I was about to go for lead by example because I've done crazy shit like this before, but piloting works too. Do you guys mind if I
Either works, but it kind of just
Yeah.
depends on what you feel is more appropriate.
lead by example would probably feel more appropriate to me in this current instance. Would you guys mind if I burned a momentum?
Do it.
All right. And have you spent any threat to lower the complication?
Not this time.
Okay, I got 4 successes on my own.
Okay. I guess.
Who's rolling for con again?
Silver.
Me, I got a 5 and a 1 over here.
What the?
That's 3. 3 for the con.
So that's a 7 total, difficulty 4. That's plus 3 momentum. We're at 5 momentum 4 momentum if I'm doing my math right.
What the hell is happening? See, this is what happens when you GM. Sometimes players will just do that.
I'm sitting over here like, learn from the best.
But when that happens, you will feel impact, Leora, as you can feel the outer casings and some of the innards of the starboard nacelle getting shredded as you are full impulsing away. Bringing it up on the command screen, you will see that the outer housing as well as the intricate workings as well as some of the plasma holdings are just dumping plasma at this point.
Sending engineer crews to short up as best we can.
Mm-hmm.
Isolating it, isolation protocols, everything.
Yep. All right. This is one of those instances, Leora, where you and I are going to have a little bit of back and forth. I've made my play. Is there any counterplay that you want to make?
Yeah, I want to make these things dead in the water.
Okay.
I want to, because, correct me if I'm wrong, because Leora knows this stuff. Slay, not as much. The Hypatia is more maneuverable than the Prometheus class, right?
Not always. The upper half of it, right now you're more maneuverable. I would say the lower half, you're on even footing.
And how are we in relation? And like, how is that how's our maneuverability in relation to them with our destroyed nacelle?
Your destroyed nacelle has no impact on full impulse or any impulse engines. The only thing that you need to be aware of is, right now, with your current damage, The Hypatia is probably not capable of giving you more than Warp 3.
Okay, we're not gonna go to warp right now, so that's fine. We'll worry about that later. All right, so which one? So the more maneuverable one is the bomb half, correct?
Yes.
And quick question, because do I know where Kavai and Jaloran are on the ship, or do I not know that?
You would, at a quick glance, I mean, you can only pay attention to so much right now.
Yeah, even
but
I
your,
can.
Your quick glance is literally from your little blueprint of the standard Prometheus class that you're looking up. They are on deck 10, which is in the upper half.
Okay. Which one's more has the better weapon complement? It's
Unfortunately, with the Prometheus class, all 3 sections have insane weapon complement.
all right. Cool. Then the one that can maneuver more is probably a little bit more dangerous because it can match us beat for beat.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably they would probably use it to sort of corral us while the big guy shoots at us. That seems like a logical thing to do. So I'm gonna disable the engines on that second one, on a bomb half. I'm gonna shoot out the engines.
Okay. Someone can make a roll for the ship again, which that one is actually going to be weapon security, and that is going to be that's going to be a tough one. That is going to be a 9 or under for that.
1 die again.
It is 1 die. Yes.
All right.
Am I rolling anything?
Not in this instance. No.
Weapons security for the Hypatia?
Yes.
I got a 4.
Of course they did.
Yeah, because I was just gonna say it was like the sheet I'm looking at it adds 11.
My God. Either way.
Either way, it's a moot point with a 4.
Yeah. Cool. But you were able to tag it. If someone would like to roll again 5d6, I will say with the armor that this thing has, of those 5d6, you will need to roll 3 of them that are 5 or higher to do significant damage.
Two crits, 3 standard.
Why do I even set difficulties? What's the point?
And I got a 5 and a 6.
Leora, are you doing this with phasers or torpedoes? Just quick question.
Because yeah, Leora would know the difference. Slade does not know. Like the difference in mechanics.
Phasers are more consistent, torpedoes are more volatile, but they are effective at disabling. So
Then we will go with some torpedoes.
Okay.
Don't we have a load of quantums on board?
Yes, but you have 22 quantum torpedoes, but that is I think both Leora and Jaloran are kind of those are the oh shit button, like I got nothing else, and
Like
those have
I'm gonna like those are to use when Kavai and Jaloran are back on our ship.
But we do have a set of high yield photon torpedoes.
Yes.
Those will be suitable for what we're doing right now.
Yes. You are able to tag it, and the nacelle, the lower Lord Port Nacelle will just explode, and you'll watch it kind of spin and careen, kind of empty in space, at least for a moment. We're gonna do this 2 times in a row now. Who would like to roll another luck check for me? This time, anything under a 9 is great. Anything above that is gonna be really bad.
And this is this ship again?
This is just a luck check.
Am I allowed to do those, or am I only rolling for Leora's stuff?
Anyone can roll it.
You go ahead, Slay.
All right, I'll do that. I will either save us or kill us all.
I would roll it, but my luck has been not good lately. Considering that I overslept.
Okay, so I rolled a 9. So
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
heck yeah.
so
You did say 9 or under.
Yep, 9 or under is good. 9 is right at the threshold, which means you actually have the chance to do this at a speed where you quite literally will have a choice now. If it was under that, it was going to happen way too fast for you to really make a choice. The bottom half of that Prometheus class it's disabled. It's dead in the water, and it is kind of spinning. Where the choice comes is it is being pulled by the planet's gravity at this point. Or it's going to be. While you are still entangled with the upper half of this ship.
So what's the choice you want me to make?
I'm just making it known that it is gonna end up into the planet's gravity, where Kana and Mira are at. At a certain point, it's gonna crash land on the planet. Very rough.
That sounds
Okay.
like their problem.
Okay, but right now I have to deal with something else trying to kill me. So, I will I'm cataloging that. How many seconds do I have before that happens?
Whose luck
Terminal
is the
velocity?
worst right now of that? You know what? I feel like Vance's luck is about to run out. Vance, can you find me a d6 and just roll 1d6 and let me know what the number is?
All right. A 2.
Okay. Alright. You have 10 minutes before that thing gets pulled into a gravity well of no return, basically.
10 minutes. Okay, I can work with 10 minutes.
Literally, the con officer looks back to you, Leoy, because, yes, these battles are happening fast, but even he is aware that 10 minutes is still cutting it really close.
And I
There's
look
also a Jaloran in the mix, so we got 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm looking at a con officer. I'm just looking at, and then I look at the ship that's trying to kill us. And I'm like, I can't. There's nothing we can do right now.
Right.
Outfly them first. Let's take this guy out first, and then we can worry about the other problems. One thing at a time, helmsman.
So when you say one thing at a time, you can feel the whole vessel shake as you get pelted with phaser turrets. Thankfully, phaser turrets are not that strong, but they are turrets, and they launch a lot of volleys all at once. And you can see on your screen monitor that it goes from a full, like, the shields grow from 35 to 17% pretty quickly.
Evasive maneuvers. Come on, let's do this.
Yes, sir. He's keeping his cool for the most part, but it is stressful because in his mind, and rightly so, a Nova class should never be tangling with a Prometheus class vessel ever.
I mean, I know that. He knows that. Everyone knows that. That's not the point right now. It's happening. So get your head in the game.
Time to stop thinking and just react.
Yep. Let me just roll something real quick on my
I have a
end.
question.
Yes.
To like calm every. I don't know if the mechanics work this way, but can I like make a presence command check to like be like I'm calming it. I'm calm and I have faith in everyone so that they have like because if you see the command officer freaking out, you're gonna freak out. But if you see the command officer being calm, you're going to be calmer. Can I do something like that?
Yes. This is going to be a presence command roll.
Thank you.
I also want this question that you can determine for yourself, and if you answer yes or no, it is going to affect the difficulty. Are you still affected by the events in the Delphic Expanse?
That's a yes.
Okay. And
For those at home, I rolled for it and I got a natural 20, so that means yes, I am affected.
Okay. And this is going to be a difficulty 5. I will not be spending threat, but this is a difficulty 5.
Okay. So I'm obviously going to use a momentum to give me 3 die.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me look at my character sheet again. I should have it just pulled up because I'm center stage right now. But you know what? All right, I'm assuming lead by example because that's literally what I'm doing.
Yes. Yes.
Let's see here. I'm also going to go with for my values. I'm going to go with high risk, high reward.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Uh,
that's...
I'm fucking crazy. I know it. Okay, 3 dice. So I have 2 successes right now. Okay, wish me luck.
Don't need it.
That's a very good roll. I got a 1, which is a crit. So that's and then I got a 12 and a 6, which is all below 14. So I'm good.
Okay.
So that's 3, 4, 5. That's 5 successes. I met it.
Okay.
No, that's 6. That's 6.
Oh, then
Only
you
you
have,
didn't need it.
Yep. Then you have another one. Okay. It is kind of a slow moment for you, Leora. You can kind of see panels exploding. You can see the repetitive flashing of red alert lights. You can hear the sort of low, almost tenor tones of the red alert bells going off. There are definitely casualties happening around you, as the nature of this.
Can I add something to that real quick?
Yes.
For a split second, I think I see my mother there too.
Okay. But you are able to, I guess, lock the fuck in, and are able to kind of just issue commands to tactical, to ops, to the con station. You have them, because you are so dialed in, that forces them to push above and beyond their anxieties. And it's like this whole bridge has got a second wind. however, aboard the Io, as all these events are taking place, in the moment, both Jaloran and Kavai, you find yourselves finding stable footing inside this vessel is becoming increasingly difficult. As I think it doesn't take too much for you both to realize that, yes, you have taken control of a fair amount of the systems, but that's not going to stop them from harassing the Hypatia. And in addition to that, I'd say there's been enough of an interval of time where you can hear footfalls, and you can hear the heavier footfalls kind of let you determine that the members of this crew have phasers and/or phaser rifles, and it's a pretty good bet they are not set to stun.
Aurelia's a little bit quicker on the draw. She would immediately trill at the computers to lock down 10 forward, like basically to hinder them from entering as long as possible. While Aurelia is sending off that command to lock up 10 forward tight. Jaloran is essentially going to be grabbing Kavai and heading for the nearest console. With the quick explanation of, like, it's time for us to do what we do best.
You got it.
She's mentally, she's sending a quick prod to Kavai. Hey, a tentative questioning is like, can you join me in this space? Like the mindscape that we've established.
Very reluctantly they would do so.
So Jalori quickly shares and it's like, we're going to start coding. We're going to be hacking the ship, essentially. So, like, outwardly, physically, they're both at the console and they're both, like, starting to tap away at the computer. Once Aurelia is finished locking up 10 forward, she joins them and starts trilling, like, adding her trills to what they're doing. Mentally, Kavai steps into this space, and it's just like, it's reminds them of being on the holodeck. And they're immediately surrounded by lines of code. And it's
okay, now
only,
this
like,
just isn't fair.
For anybody else, it would be overwhelming, but it's like Kavai starts to pick up on this sense of, like, bliss and joy. It's like just being surrounded by this code. And the code, like, almost seems to start dancing around them, and is like, come join us. Come do this with us.
Being able to see stuff in your head just isn't fair. All right.
One of the things that Kavai starts to pick up on real quick is the intentions behind what's going on here, and it's dual intentions. It's like, Jolord has invited Kavai into this space to experience how Jaloran codes and does her programming. It's like this is utter joy for her. And it's like, and she's also trying to show Kavai, like, this is her hope for Kavai as well. That Kavai derives the same joy and it's like the same potential. And then this is why Jaloran wanted Kavai to come with her. It's like for this creative potential with coding. The other intention is they're going to be ripping through the ship systems. And it is like Jaloran seems to have a single purpose goal in mind in that she's wanting to shut down everything, lock everyone out of the ship systems, and not be able to even escape the ship. So, like, they try to go to the escape pods are not going to respond. They try to teleport off the ship, teleporters are not going to respond. And it's like, any command they try to give the ship, it's not going to respond.
Okay. Doing that, I think it's just going to happen because they haven't really had time to mess with the prefix codes because too many things are happening inside and outside of this vessel. However, what I will say is that is totally fine. You can lock them out, or at least this half of the ship you can lock them out because you have no idea what's happening on the lower half. But you can feel in that mindscape of like seeing code, you feel it flicker and you feel an impact on your feet. And just a sense, probably because of like just bare psychic connection to a little bit. You can feel the sense of, I would say anxiety's fair. But in addition to that, if you want to lock them out of escape pods, transporters, and stuff like that, for the most secure reason to keep that from happening, it has to be ship-wide and universal, which means you would have to put 100% of your trust in Leora and your team, because you would probably be locking yourself out as well from using their transporters or escape pods.
And she's fine with that because she knows, like, when the time comes, she can send a burst to Leora, like, get us out. And she knows that they're close enough that they could do that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I will say that is putting a lot of trust in a situation that is still developing. I do think
This is fine.
I do think in terms of, for you, Lynn, I think this decision right now is probably one of the craziest ones Jaloran's ever done, which is, if this doesn't go even remotely your way towards the end, you and Kavai will simply just perish. Which, okay.
Which means I get a promotion.
Oh my god.
So I tried to diffuse the tension a little bit.
I'm not worried.
Awful.
But hey, at least Leora is getting promotions done like Harry Kim.
Well, we saw what a promotion did to him. So, anyways. Anyways. You are able to get that lockout, and I mean, it's still a lot of code to, I mean, ships have redundant security codes for reasons. And on top of that, a Prometheus class is technically classified as a tactical escort vessel, so it's got some tough lines of defense, coding-wise.
But there's also a reason why Jaloran was recruited, too.
Yes, yes. It still takes some time, but the moment you kind of lock out, I think you'll probably hear Aurelia kind of make probably less of a trill and more of a shriek, as you're almost a little bit both kind of still in your mindscape. You can choose to leave it or not, as you can hear the sort of whining noise and then sort of an explosion as the doors to 10 forward get blasted open, and there are 6 individuals, 2 with phaser rifles, 4 with phasers.
Since Jolard is so deep in the ship systems, it's one of those things where like she'd be able to see through the ship. That's what happened. First line of defense is she's gonna erect shields, like barrier shields between them and like between where they're at the console and where they've entered at the doorway.
Okay, they will start firing away at those shields. And you'll actually probably well, you're in the mindscape, so you probably won't see this specific thing happen, but you will get a sort of feeling, because I think you're smart enough to know that this is something that someone smart would do. So with that, you probably know that they are fiddling with the phaser rifle and phaser charges for the battery packs with those things, and they will overload those shield barriers. So each like shield barrier is gonna buy you maybe 30 seconds of time each. And let's say the distance is probably about 40 feet, so you probably have bought yourself 2.5, 3 minutes.
In that 2.5, 3 minutes, she's going to essentially find both halves of the ship. Because they communicate with each other. They have to in order to be able to disconnect and reconnect. And she's going to push through, and it's like once she's satisfied that everybody's locked out from being able to escape, she's going to push through a self-destruct that cannot be canceled.
How much time are you giving this self-destruct?
2 minutes.
2 minutes, got it.
And then she's going to send that burst over to Leora, get us out.
Can I beam them up? That's the only way I can get them out, right?
Yes.
That's the order.
Yeah.
And Kavai quickly picks up on the fact that it's like, this was the plan all along. She was gonna she was gonna basically trap them like a tin can and blow them up.
Okay. The moment you have that lockout, God, I can't believe all these little items that I was going to use for something else have to be used so differently. How petty is she? That's the question. Incredibly so, I think, because you have done the one thing that is very dangerous in this situation. You have cornered an animal, which is its own form of danger. Well...
And Jaloran is a predator at the moment, and it's like she's gonna do whatever it takes to end them. It's like this is a single mind, and she's riding high on this coding.
Okay. Yeah, she's petty enough. Okay, well, her single use escape transport that she had that would have gotten around this can't happen now because you're kind of blocking frequency. It can still happen in the ship, but it can't happen out the ship. So this is a question for Kavai and Jalorn. How close are you together in this, like, physically, at least?
Jalorn would have ensured that all three of them are pretty dang close together.
Okay. Well, then this is gonna hurt. I think. Let me double check.
Do I get to beam him up before this happens, or this is happening?
This is all happening. There's a lot of things happening simultaneously right now.
God, just making sure.
I think Kavai and Jalorn, I think you're able to sense it happen, like, the moment it does happen, but, I mean, human reaction is only so fast. And you feel a strike as, Captain, so Commodore, so he would have, left the ship had you not, denied them. As the two of you, Aurelia's feline, so, like, the reaction time is cat-like, which is, impossible to deal with. The two of you are a different story, as you are both struck. I don't think it's enough to knock you out or knock you back right now, but given the situation, you have now 110 seconds to subdue this individual.
And to be clear, it's the Commodore that's attacking them now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Let me tell you.
Jalorn's still it's like essentially the Commodore would have attacked from behind. Yes.
They're using their own personal. Well, it was an escape site-to-site like teleportation device, but I don't think your shield harmonic fuckery is gonna let them do that. So it's really only into the ship now. So this is kind of the mindset of, like, if you're taking me down, then you're going with me. But yeah, more or less behind.
Deck plating is awfully funny in the fact that it can be electrified. And since she's still facing the console, that's the command she's giving the ship. Is like anything that is in like their radius, like deck plating is typically a meter by meter. So their meter by meter deck plating that they're standing at next to the console is going to be fine. The rest of the deck plating behind them in 10 forward is like it's going to shock them like massive bursts. That's the reaction Jalorn has. Is like she's basically having this ship, like she's become an extension, like the ship is an extension of her now, and is reacting like a system, like your immune system, trying to react to an invader, a fever. So like your immune system is trying to tackle this virus, and so it's going to do whatever it can to deal with this, and so it's sending out shockwaves.
Okay.
Across the deck plating.
All right. Doesn't matter if the body is technically, like, well preserved, but technically, quotations dead. Muscles still behave the same way. And I mean, you're definitely seeing it. Like, there is a force of, like, tension, but you are definitely seeing the willpower because they are still, like, albeit slow, they are still kind of pushing past it. And they kind of make the move to swing at you, Jalon, but stop short before just it gets overtaken. Because, again, muscles are funny in which they will behave the exact same way. When electricity is passed through them, it doesn't matter how weak or strong you are.
Essentially, all she's trying to do is buy time for Leora to transport them out.
Yes.
I would like to do that, please.
Because it was like she's pushed out the self-destruct command, and then it's like that's the next thing is like get us out.
You will have to do this quickly.
Okay.
I will tell you this to alleviate any concern.
Okay.
You are going to get them out regardless. In what
Okay.
condition and when is going to be determined by you.
Fascinating. Continue.
Because this is another one of those things where I am actually going to put the difficulty at something a little bit more absurd.
Excellent. And I already used my value, so let's go.
This is going to be a difficulty of 7.
Ay, chimama. Okay. I don't know if I can actually.
I was gonna say, it's like, would Jalorn be able to assist in some way? Because she knows she set this up, so.
How would you like to assist is the better question, because determining how specifically you are assisting will let me answer the question or not.
While you're figuring that out, Lynn, how much momentum do we have? Just wondering.
1.
1. So that means I can buy a die. That means the maximum of number of successes I can get is 6.
Yeah, and it's like I'm trying to think about like what would be the best way to help Leora achieve that transport. Would it be something that she does while on the ship there to help connect? Or is it something that she would do mentally since she has that mental connection with Leora?
You could do that mentally. Here is where I am going to put a challenge in front of you, though, Jalorn, is that mental focus, that's going to be a split focus. You either are locking down 10 forward completely, or you're sending that out. And while that is only going to be a single thought and a fraction of a second, that is a vulnerable point.
I think we're envisioning 2 different things. Because the way she would have locked down 10 forward, she would not need to be like it would be a series of code. Like she wouldn't have to be constantly active.
Okay, I am misunderstanding then. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it would be a single command, so
Okay,
she
in
wouldn't
that
have to
case,
split her attention.
Okay, in that case, a mental command is probably fine. Let me double check something real quick here.
You can only burn a value once per session, right?
Correct.
Okay.
How does advisor work again?
I think that adds on a d20 or it re-rolls.
I think it
I think
re-rolls.
it re-rolls. If
Yeah.
my brain's So what I will allow then for that to happen is to just to heighten the potential of success, is Leo is going to be able to reroll here.
Yes,
Alright.
reroll. Whenever
Alright.
you assist another character using your command, the assisted character may reroll 1d20.
Then
Alright.
I do want someone's going to have to roll for the Hypatia as well. And this time it is going to be this is going to be engines engineering, and it is going to be 12 or lower.
And a single die, right?
Single die.
Does Jaloran roll anything? It would be presence command, wouldn't it?
It would be presence command, yes.
1 or 2 die.
We're going to say 1 die. if-
You're
if that makes
assisting
sense.
me, so 1.
Yeah.
I got a
And since I'm
chevron.
drawing... Nope, that's a value.
What'd you get, Vance?
It's the Starfleet symbol on my command dice.
Okay, so that's...
So that's a crit.
Yep, that is a crit. Okay, so that's 2 successes.
Okay.
Crit from Jaloran.
4 successes.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Alright, I'm spending the momentum. What do you want me to roll, Joe?
It's going to be up to you here. Again, this is where Leora is going to have to determine where their comfort is at. But it can either be daring command, or it can be daring con, depending if you take over the con station. Either work, because this is insane.
You'd be able to temporarily share the con.
That is true.
That console is big enough. And it's like, and if all you're doing is you're worrying about transport, you only need one small section of that con.
I'm gonna go with daring command.
Okay.
Let's see here. I don't know if any of my focuses well, team dynamics applies. Would that
Yes.
play?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, because we're
Huh.
we're working as a team at the moment.
All right, and we got 4 successes now. Okay, so 3 die. Here's hoping.
Maybe your luck will run out and it'll be interesting.
Better not.
So, my luck did not run out. I got no crits, but I got 3 successes.
Oh my god.
7.
7 exactly. Perfect. You are able to you see the timer because this battle and stuff is still, going on and things, but the Iogo is dead in the water. Or at least the upper half does, and the other half is careening towards the planet. The timer above that's like marking the trajectory of the lower half is, sitting at like 3 minutes 38 seconds or something insane like that. And you are able to have the con officer maneuver, and the moment that like link is being broken, Kavai and Jaloran are being brought off the vessel via transport as it...
And Aurelia?
Yeah, absolutely. I won't treat animals like Brinley Mulligan, certainly not. But no. But the 3 of you are transported off as the ship explodes. The shockwave is going to hit the Hypatia's shields. The high success was to determine if you were going to be right underneath or above it when it blew up. Thankfully not, but you are hit and you can feel the lights and stuff dim in the Hypatia. Jaloran and Kavai being beamed back onto the Hypatia, which looks like it's taken quite the beating. Also, the moment you're beamed back on, you're basically losing your footing right away. As
I just
shields for you, Leo, that you can see go all the way from 17% to 2%. And you can see a lot of like structural integrity markers and hull breaches, specifically in decks 3, 5, and 6. And you do notice there is some damage to the impulse engine. One of the the ventral phaser starboard bar is just overloaded. Panelings of the vessel are kind of floating, but after a certain moment, the Hypatia rights herself.
how much time do we have left before that other ship goes down?
Jalarin would have sent the self-destruct code to both halves.
Yes.
Which means you're escaping the explosion from 2 parts.
Oh, okay. Hold on. That changes things. Give me 1 second.
That's what I meant by saying, like, she would have figured out the connection between the 2 ships. It's like she's pushing the self-destruct
I
code
didn't
to
even
both.
consider that in my brain, but it makes sense. I'm just trying to think. Huh.
What craziest I gotta have to do now, Joe?
Interesting.
I hate it when you say interesting.
This is a daring con roll.
Okay.
Are you still just going for command right now, Leora? I just need to know that specific fact before we continue.
What do you mean by that?
If the roll that comes up, are they gonna take over on the con station, or are they just going to continue just issuing commands?
This is tough. Whew. You know what? I don't know. So I'm gonna roll, and if I get above a 10, Leora's taking over. If I get below a 10, if I get a 10 or below, Leora's staying in command. So let's roll for it.
All right.
I got a 4. Leora's staying in command.
All right. Very specifically, this is a difficulty of 5. I am burning the rest of the threat, which means I will burn those last 3 points of threat. Someone
Okay.
is going to roll for the ship. Leora, you are going to roll. This is control command in this instance. And then someone
Okay,
is rolling
so-
for the con officer.
Okay. All right. So since it's a control, I get my automatic success.
Okay.
But how much threat are you burning? Like, what's the complication range right now?
3.
17,
17.
17 or higher.
So it'll go down to 15 for me because I'm using control.
Okay.
And then
And-
still 1 die for the ship, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
That for the ship.
And Lynn, please roll for the con.
What target number am I hitting again?
14 or lower.
I got a 13.
Okay.
3 successes from Khan again.
All right.
Goddamn. So I'm looking at my my focuses. Would lead by example still work here?
Yes.
All right. 2 die. We need 1 success. Hoping for the best. Jesus Christ. Oh, I think my heart skipped a beat for a minute. Oh, give me a sec. So that's 2 successes. I rolled a 14, which the complication range for me was a 15. So Jesus Christ. I rolled a 14 and the complication. Oh god. So that's 2 successes.
Okay. You are able to kind of maneuver in such a way. You kind of issue the command, and the con officer and the Hypatia do what they are supposed to do, and kind of roll slightly as the second half blows up, just literally like half a beat after the upper half, and it does blow up this way, and you are pelted by, you know, some variants of space debris, because momentum, is funny like that. And you watch the 2% of the shields just kind of vanish, and then the other nacelle is just not necessarily the nacelle, but the pylon holdings and a few of the outer front portions of it are just being shredded like ribbons. But as far as you are concerned right now, the Hypatia is still technically functional. She is just a little worse for wear right now.
So I'm gonna send a mental. Can I send mental messages to you, Lauren, Lynn? Or is that how
she can receive, like, it's two-way.
All right, cool. So Leora is gonna basically mentally say, "You and I got, with all due respect, Captain, you and I are gonna have a serious talk when this is over." And that's like issued as an order, like which Leora doesn't do to you. Leora doesn't order you, and like they're ordering you. Like, we're gonna have a talk.
You get the sense back that, like, she's just, part of her is just brushing it off, and then part of her is clearly very distracted by something else.
I'm sorry, you cut out a little bit. Your part of her is brushing it off, and part of her is what?
Very distracted with something else.
Okay, the brush off pisses Leora off, but you know what? They got other shit to deal with.
Yeah, they can tell that it's not malicious in any way. It seems to be rooted in this distraction with something else.
I don't think Leora cares that if it's malicious or not. I think Leora is just pissed off right now. Leora doesn't care about your motivation. They care about that you're brushing them off right now. So they're going to sit on that for a little bit because we got other shit to worry about. But yeah, they're not pleased. They're trying to hide that from the rest of the crew, but they're not pleased.
The con officer, who is at the moment on the bridge, is technically, second in command right now. Kind of looks at their console and sighs and looks around the bridge, it is destroyed. Because there's just no getting out of battle without everything looking like a mess. Yes, there are rocks on the bridge. Don't at me.
I was just about to ask.
But the con officer kind of gets up after satisfied that, like, everything has tempered itself out a little bit. And, I mean, respect for the bridge right now, just... Commander, could I speak with you quickly in the ready room?
Leora looks at him. All right, let's make it quick. We got a ship to repair. We got other things to do. So yeah, let's do it.
The ready room's not that far away. And when it closes, he looks actually quite disheartened and feels a little defeated right now. I realize right now we don't want too much bad news, but I would be remiss if I didn't tell you the entire breakdown of the ship's report that I just got in a few seconds ago.
All right, let's do it.
About 68 sections of the Hypatia are inaccessible, either suffering hull breaches or aren't accessible via Jeffrey's tube or transporter. Engineering predicts the best they could give us at this stage with the supplies we have on board and replicator functions. We might be able to hit warp 1.8, maybe 2.1 if they really push it. Our slipstream hub presently is inactive and shows no signs of being repaired, and the casualty rate is, for a ship like this, it's high.
Give me the exact number. Don't try to sugarcoat it.
8 dead, 17 injured. 9 of which are critical.
Okay. Anything else?
So the nearest starbase is 326 light years away. At
Understood.
present speed, we won't make it there for years.
Okay. All right. Thank you for yours.
Like I
Okay.
said, I didn't want to be a bearer of bad news, but
No, you did your job. You did your job. I thank you for that. And I would be remiss. No, I would be remiss if I didn't say your piloting was exceptional. You guys, your reason we're alive. Good for you. Good job.
I think I'm taking a civilian job when we get back to Earth.
Be a waste of your talents, but I'd be a waste of your talents, but if that's what you want to do, I'll give you a letter of recommendation.
Well, let's worry about getting out of this situation first.
All right. Yeah. The captain and Kavai are both on the ship, which is good. I want crew. I want everyone working on hull breaches. I want to make us stable first before we try dealing with that slipstream, because the slipstream is going to get us home, but it's not going to help if it rips us apart. So let's get everything stable.
I know
people-
it's not recommended, Commander, but we have three auxiliary craft we could pull from. We have 2 shuttles and the Wave Rider shuttle. If we jerry-rig some of the warp core, we might even be able to hit warp 337.
It's not recommended, but in this case, we're going to do it. See it done. Let's see it done.
Yes, sir.
All right. And you have the names of the people who died?
I've compiled a list and have sent it to a pad.
All right. Thank you.
And I suppose, since the theme is bad news right now, 6 of them were engineering.
6 were from engineering. What does that reduce our engineering crew to?
Usually our engineering crew works on 4 separate shifts.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to knock it down to 2.
Okay. Okay. That's not ideal. All right. All right. Do we have people who are not in engineering who are proficient in engineering?
Basic academy courses.
And I'm assuming this is going to take more in basic academy courses.
Probably, but also I don't know if we have a choice.
All right. Take everyone who got average to above and above grades in engineering, who are not in key systems such as medical or other things. Retask them to engineering. Tell them that they are to follow the actual engineer's instructions. We'll get ourselves as fixed up as we can. Okay. Since the theme is bad news, do you have anything else to report?
I wish I had anything else to report. We're still in early stages, Commander.
Okay.
I'll deal with handing out assignments for the time being.
Thank you. I'm gonna make
Vessel
a.
is in a hurry to go anywhere anymore.
Okay. I have a question for you though. Do you think it prudent that I make a shipwide announcement?
I think being transparent is the most effective way to get the crew in line. How you want to go about that is up to you.
Okay. I'm asking you as the second command. That's a second command answer. All right. Thank you. All right. See everything done. I'm assuming the captain's gonna be on her way here. But
she's gonna have to take the access from deck 3.
All right. So it's just gonna be a bit. So I'm just gonna make a shipwide announcement in a few moments. All right. Dismissed. Get everything situated. We still got 2 people on plan. We're not done. We got stuff to do.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Quick question, Joe.
Yes.
Can I do my presence command thing again, just to like, not necessarily psych this guy up, but like get him like not defeated? Because he's a command staff right now. If he's defeated, everyone else is gonna be defeated.
Yeah. Just do a presence command roll. No difficulty. Basically, however many successes you technically get is a point in your favor.
All right, and lead by example still applies?
Yes.
I'm stretching that thing as far as I can go. All right, smoke him till you got. All right, presence command. That is a 14, I believe. Let me check. I got 3.
Okay.
So what I say to this guy is I say, I say, what's his rank, by the way? What's his name and rank? I'm sorry, a lot of these are
lieutenant right now.
And what's his name?
What did I say his name was? I did give him a name. I don't remember.
Yeah, you did. It's been a while.
He's just a lieutenant right now. You can probably just refer to him as that. If I can remember, I'll tell you. But I don't know.
All right, I'd say, Lieutenant. Lieutenant, look at me real quick.
Yeah.
I need you to compose yourself. You are command staff right now. You are second in command until the captain gets here. If you walk around defeated, everyone will walk around defeated. I need you to take a breath. I need you to stand up straight. I need you to act like we're not dead. I need you to believe with all of your heart and soul that we will get through this. Because we will. Okay?
Yes, sir.
If you walk around defeated, so will they. So don't walk around defeated.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. And besides, the chief engineer, she'd never let me hear the end of it.
Right. All right. So, compose yourself, then go.
And he leaves straight-backed, definitely more confident posture. He might not fully believe it, but if he can fake it, that's good enough.
I just need the crew members with high insight to not realize he doesn't fully believe it.
Mm-hmm.
I need him to be, because if he's command staff, he's second command until the captain gets here. Like, if he walks around defeated, so will they. So he needs, but as hard as it is, he needs to get his head in the game, basically.
Yes. With that, at the transporter room, I would say Jaloran and Kavai, you would probably actually, like, steadying yourselves or picking yourselves up again, because that explosion did rocket and topsy-turvy the ship a little bit. But, you know, you can head wherever you need to right now. But you can see even in this transporter room, just... I don't think Kavai has ever been in a battle or seen the damage of a post-ship-to-ship battle of this extremes, Jordan. I think you have.
Certainly not in real life.
And for you, Jalorn, it's always a sight that you just never want to see every time you see it. But it is different for you, Jalorn, because this time it is your ship.
At the moment, she is very distracted because it's like everything was happening so quickly. She hasn't quite fully, like, Kavai would pick up on this really quick because she hasn't quite fully pulled out of that mindscape. So like when they're thrown off balance, like she hits the ground and she doesn't get up.
I don't think Kavai does either.
So Aurelia seems to recognize what's going on and just settles down next to the two of them, and Kavai would recognize this because Aurelia has done this for Kavai before. But Aurelia starts trilling and whistling a lullaby. Kavai would have heard it when we were in the midst of trying to stop what we thought was the starbase crashing on Earth. And Kavai needed a quick catnap, so Aurelia sang this lullaby for them. So Kavai would hear it and would recognize it. It's like, that's what Aurelia is doing at the moment. And she's basically trying to be comforting and soothing to get them back in the right headspace. Would Kavai still be in the mindscape, or would they have pulled out at transport?
Probably at the first opportunity, yeah. More just out of a sense of, oh god, transporter can't focus on anything else but how much I hate this. They're never gonna get over that. But they will look over just concerned, blatant on their face. All right, boss.
But yeah, she doesn't respond, at least physically. You can feel through the link that she's distressed. She's clearly not happy about something.
That would take down the wall a bit more.
Do I feel that you're distressed too?
With the state she's in, it would bleed through. She wouldn't be able to protect Leora from it.
Cool. Just adding that into the equation. Thank you.
All right, this is unacceptable. This. They kind of tangle their hands into their hair for a second. It's one thing for them to be a mess because they're constantly barely holding themselves together, but not their captain. I think they will gently reach out, kind of for under your arm. Hey. You alright? Definitely, getting and looking, right in your eyes.
it's like you could tell, like, her eyes are unfocused, they're glazed over a little bit, and the response is once again very telepathic, particularly now that you're touching her. It comes through crystal clear. And it's not so much words beyond feelings. Like, and essentially she just starts asking for your help with something. And it's like she's not quite, like, she's so distracted and distressed, she's not quite able to get across what it is she wants help, but she's asking for your help.
Mm-hmm. All right. Shit.
You can hear
Tell me what's up.
push of the doors as the same as you say that, as you can see a light being shown in through this sort of flickering panels and dim lights as Ensign McCoy, Lieutenant Loris's second in terms of medical, is pushing through and pushing the door because it's slightly askew and jammed, is kind of moved through and takes a quick assessment, sees that Kavai is more coherent than Jaloran. Just how is she?
Can I tell that this is just something that we've been through before and that we can work out, or is this something that I feel like we would need help with?
You can sense it's a little bit of both, and it's like it's something that we've been through before, but there seems to be a new component to it that she's asking for help for.
Okay, that would there's it's very just Orion, take care of it yourself. Like they'd be able to see the words piss off just forming before they're gonna go over to the door and help wrench it the rest of the way open. They're weak as fuck. They're not actually helping, but they will allow someone else to be involved and help.
Mm-hmm. The ensign kind of doing a quick flash of light to you, Jaloran. Just, Captain, can you hear me? Nod if you can.
She doesn't respond, but Kavai can tell that she seems to have sensed that Kavai has moved away from her, and there's this mental scramble of please come back.
Just to add in a little bit of complication, because I love that. Leora, you hear Leora's voice. If I can, Leora's which transport room? Transport room 2 or whatever.
This is
3.
3, yeah.
I would say, Commander Hone to transport room 3. Status, please.
We're working on it. Would I can tell that it's a we have the ability for 3-way call here, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You might want to get in here. I'll turn to this ensign. Yeah. Kavai would say it out loud as well, just out of habit. And I'll turn to this ensign. You might want to hover.
It is quite literally my job right now as the acting chief medical officer.
Acting? Shit.
Unfortunately, Kavai, I cannot be there right now. The ship is not in a great shape. I have to focus on other things right now. I need you, and I believe that's McCoy in there, right? Is that you, McCoy?
Yep, not dead yet.
All right, good. Your job and Kavai's job is to see to the captain.
You got it.
I will handle the rest of the ship. You two make sure she's okay.
Commander, I realize that we're in a predicament, but if you could spare at least a couple of officers, I could use the assistance. I cannot do this by myself.
Understood. I will reroute some officers to help you as soon as I possibly can. Things are very chaotic at the moment, but we will get them to you. Right now, do what you can, and I want regular updates on the captain's condition.
They click off their comm badge, and you can see that Ensign McCoy is, like her heritage, a little annoyed by that. Not particularly at Leora, but just the whole situation. Just, yeah, okay, cool. Yep.
What's their heritage?
They are distantly related to Leonard McCoy.
Oh,
From the original series, Bones McCoy.
thank you.
Just,
Cool.
Also, just you can hear the legendary manner, and she's like, "Oh no, it's okay. It's all right. No, I got it. It's fine. It's all good."
Very sarcastic bedside manner.
I don't think Kavai would have well enough to put that together, but I would definitely unsure of how to handle that mood because I don't know this person very well, if at all. All right, executive decision. Just help me get her to your med bay. Just a quiet corner. We don't need to take up anything major. And just leave me to it. I think I've got this.
Sounds good. Yeah, I mean, medbay seems like a good idea.
And then I would ask her for what's going on with the rest of the ship, seeing the damage, just getting caught up with what we know. Would do we? I assume the medical personnel would have like list of dead.
She is actively the only medical personnel.
Oh well, piss. That's not good. Yeah, definitely more a case of just get us there. We'll stay out of like I'll keep everything. Give us like a little privacy force bubble thing.
But privacy.
And then we're good.
You're gonna find a lot of that in sickbay right now.
Listen, all right, let me be perfectly clear here. I've had a I'm keeping things under wraps, and I don't want to. You can already feel like Kavai is just like there. I said before we left that Kavai had locked everything off so nobody could get what they're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Some of that is starting to eke out now, and they're going to impress that this bad. Let's just say I don't want to get my stink everywhere. And there's just like her face goes like a little bit yellow. Just embarrassment.
Well, we're going to have to go down to deck 5, access tunnel 32A, and then we're gonna have to go up to get to deck 3.
Would it be fair to say in all of my holodeck games and nonsense that maybe I know a way to get there faster, perhaps? Just learning from Leora?
Yes, technically.
but
there's a lot of
damage.
pieces of the ship that is missing, that is just not accessible. Like, there are areas that would be like, even in some instances, faster than a turbo lift or a Jeffries tube. It is just those parts of the ship quite literally don't exist right now. Like, if we want like a accurate picture of how badly the Hypatia has suffered some damage, Star Trek Voyager: Year of Hell, when it got kind of towards its midway portion, it's pretty bad.
Oh,
yeah, pretty beat up.
okay, okay. Gotcha.
Joe, can you remind me how many people were injured and how many people are dead?
There were 8 dead, there were 11 injured, and 9 were critical.
Okay. And how many people do we have in our crew
56.
right now? 56? Like, including those people or not including those people?
Including those people.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, this is why this is a very heavy blow.
In that case, change your plans.
And a quick reminder for everyone, like when we arrived on the scene and we found the IO was already there, one of the things Jolorn did do was she sent that message burst back to Admiral Jabril asking for backup, like what she found, and to have somebody send another ship out.
So the problem is not many ships have slipstream capability, so it's going to be a moment.
Yeah. So there is that to keep tucked away in the back of our brains. It's like we're not. She did think ahead in sending out a call for help.
Yeah, it's not great, but this vessel is not doing awesome.
But as far as getting Jolorn up and moving, like she doesn't actively resist. So she doesn't seem to be all there, but she's
coherent enough
reasonably
to not be a hindrance.
Yeah. She's reasonably cooperative.
Mm-hmm. The moving through, like doing this very roundabout way of getting to sickbay. Kavai, you definitely see this. It is a mess. Like, it kind of looks like Ensign McCoy has taken some of the just some of the padding from corridors that were accessible, just to create like triage beds. And you will see 2 other like Starfleet medical personnel, which were basically the whole medical staff, because the Hypatia doesn't have a huge medical staff. It's her, Mira, and 2 others. And 2 of them are in critical condition right now.
Before I help with the captain, I'm going to see this fucking nightmare. I am going to tap my comm badge and provide a Leora.
Leora here.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to take back that gift box I gave you. Send it to me now. Transport it.
Okay. I do so.
Cool. I'm going to take out one of the items that was in the box, which was the mobile holo emitter. I'm going to, if I can, overclock it. And if I can only get 1, that's fine. If I can get 2 out of it, I would like to get some EMHs online to help.
The ensign kind of looks at you, realizes what those are, realizes like the technical space of what you're about to do. How sentient.
Don't ask that.
So, you're violating the act put in place?
Goodbye's just gonna take over.
I literally don't care, but I do need to know their capabilities if they are going to help me.
Oh, they'll help. That's all they'll do. But yeah, if I got to, I will also pull from any of like my systems to do that.
You will probably have to, because this situation is fucked.
Cool. Cool. Yeah. Just let me know if I need to do anything.
Yeah, you'll watch as Ensign McCoy is kind of going from like certain aspects of critical, and then those who are wounded but not super critical. They're still quite injured, but they're not in like a critical condition. And you'll hear certain devices going off, the ones that are working in this present moment, and she'll kind of hang her head low after she hears one of them, and then just take equipment off one of the biobeds and then just move over to just use it for something else.
For clarification, no one's told Leora that we're using holograms, right?
Nope.
This is my personal property. I don't know what you're talking about.
But just as that's all happening, we are going to move planet side.
One thing, sorry.
Yes.
Could I have made my shipwide announcement?
Yes, go for it.
All right. This is Commander Leora Hone. Ship is in critical condition right now. We have many injured. We have I can't remember, Joe. I can't remember the number, so I'm just assume I said the numbers. We have many. We have injured. We have some. We have lost. Right now, we all need to band together, and we all need to work towards getting the ship functional and safe, and make sure everyone is accounted for. So I need you all to work together. I need you all to focus. We are one of the greatest crews in this fleet. We have proved it time and time again. So let's do it again. And I would like to make a presence command check.
Go for it.
What's my difficulty?
4.
Cool. So I'm gonna use this opportunity to strike out a value, to like get rid of a value,
Okay.
to give myself two successes.
All right. Which one?
Just because I understand you doesn't mean I agree with you.
All right.
And that's 2 successes. So
All right.
wait, let me look at my values again. I think that's the one I wanted to choose, but just let me look again. Sorry, this is a big decision. So I just want to double check. Yeah, I'm gonna use that one. All right, so I'll delete that later. But I'm gonna roll my presence command.
Okay.
Does lead by example still work? Because I'm just using that this entire episode so far.
Roll me a d20, and again, this is sort of for you because you have to believe it yourself.
Okay. What am I looking for in this d20?
This single d20 is a luck roll in itself again, but we're gonna use your presence command. So as long as it is under that, that is fine. If it is over that, that's fine.
Yeah, it's under.
Okay, then yeah, you are able to I don't know how much like that sort of belief is dwindling from you, but you do believe it in this moment, so that will help.
All right, cool. I rolled. I got so that's 2 successes from the from the crossed out value, and then I got another 3, so that's 5. So we're up 1 momentum.
All right.
So I got 5.
All right. It is enough to get people to start working. But I have been reminded as well that we have not really taken a break yet, so we are going to take a 5 to 10 really quick before we resume for Kana and Mira on planet side. So we will be right back in a moment. Welcome back for this last little probably 30-ish minute stint. Everything that's happened has been insane, but down planet side, it's no different really, as Kana and Mira are dodging from street alleys and stuff, listening on the little silver talk box that Mira pilfered from the person who had an onboard collision with Face to Fist. Still searching for that device, but in the midst of that, you can actually see, looking up in the sky as it's kind of approaching evening and into night now. In the sky, you see 2 bright flashes. They don't last very long, but
I look up and I go to Mira. I hope that wasn't done shit.
so for both,
Oh,
Mira,
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm back. My internet got a little wonky for a second. Could you repeat that?
yes, you have been, like, you and Kana have been dodging, evading capture at this point, for a bit of time, and in the evening sky, as it's starting to swing into night now, you did look upwards for a moment and see 2 bright flashes, and Kana said, probably, I mean, a little bit of gallows humor of, I hope that wasn't our ship, so...
Oh, Miri is not gonna make that joke. That's for real. I mean, it's she heard that joke a little too many times from people who are like, "Oh, I hope it's not like a broken leg," and then it's a broken leg. She is not taking chances, even if it's a little too late.
Mhm.
She is just going to continue trying to move in the shadows, and she's like very fiercely watching over Kane at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and also she stole one of those
The little talk boxes, yeah.
yeah, talk box. It's a radio. It's a fucking radio. They're just like Neanderthals who don't know what a radio is. And listening in to whatever is being said there.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Yeah, let's do it because I need vindication to make sure that it's not me. Um, um, I need both Kana and Mira to make presence security rolls with a difficulty of 3.
How much momentum do we have?
2, but scene switch. So
1.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to give Joe a threat for an extra die.
Cool.
Sorry,
Because
what
we
was
gotta
that?
be nice.
What'd you say, Lil?
Could you remind me what we are rolling?
2d20.
Okay. I'm gonna do
And
that.
you have to
Okay.
you will have to, for your present security, to succeed, it will have to be an 11 or under that value. So anything 1 to 11 is going to be a success for you. Anything over is not good.
Okay.
Um,
Gotcha. Okay.
I will wait till
Go.
Little rolls to reveal mine.
Oh yes, that's
Good sign.
Wait, fuck. Okay. One fall off the table. So the first one is 5. The second one is 12.
12. Okay.
And for mine, I got 16, 17, and 20.
Wow.
Not the nat 20. We love that.
Okay.
We're so acing this infiltration thing.
It is, you are doing a good job of like listening to radio chatter and stuff and avoiding things, but there is just a moment where Kana, I think you misjudge like the pace of the patrol, and in addition to that, Mira, there is a moment like where you're like kind of, trying to get Kana back, like, what the fuck are you doing? And the radio goes off as a patrol is crossing. And they are on alert, and they will just take notice of you immediately. And a squad of 8, like, security escort will just literally just look at your direction and point. It's like, hey, you, stop, and we'll just run your direction.
So tired of trying to disguise myself. Do we run or do we, like, because I can't come back to that place that I just escaped because they know.
Yeah.
We're running.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, you will start running. At this point, you have escaped the facility and therefore have proven yourself capable and in their minds dangerous. So
Fun.
you will just, you expected these sort of like large, sort of ballistic weapons to be loud, but it sounds more like a nail gun being fired off. And it's you do hear a couple of them whiz past you, Mira, as you kind of like turn a corner and like grab Kana to just, and you can actually feel it, Kana, between like the back of Mira's head and in front of your face. You feel the like change and the little mini pressure of air before ducking around the corner. You will have a scant few seconds to switch that. So how would you like to try and evade capture further?
Are there any sewer grates that we can find?
Any what?
Any sewer grates that we can duck into?
Ah, yes, we started hiding. We started with hiding in porta potties, and now it's time to go to the source of the shit. That's a good. That's a good mission. That's not a shitty mission at all.
Well, the answer to your question though is yes. I don't think kinda you are strong enough to lift the grate there, but Mira is.
Mira can hold it open, and then Mira can be the last one in as we duck into the sewers.
Is that what? You
Before we do that, it's kind of like points at the sewer grate. Mira looks miserable. Even though the idea to hide in porta potties was hers at first, she looks at Kana. She has like the sadness in her eyes, and then she holds the sewer grate open.
Yep.
And you will see a mirroring look of sympathy and like she agrees with Mira that this is not what we should be doing, but it's what fate has given us.
Yep. The sort of grate gets placed back on as you this is your idea, Vance. So, Vance, why don't you roll me find a d4 and roll that for me? And this is also going to determine probably how mad Mira is going to be at you in just a second.
Oh.
1 second. A D4, you said?
Yep.
I 2.
Okay. Not the worst, but also not the greatest. That means multiplied, let's see, multiply with 3, 2, okay. The overflow, so, yeah. This crap down here that you have to deal with, like, this sort of gross water and, all of that, is quite literally, it is half a foot deep.
And you can.
It's a bit hard for me to decipher foot. I'm going to Google what it... Hello, European here. Your
15 centimeters.
contents. Yeah. How many?
15 centimeters.
Fucking what? I'm sorry. I'm using a ruler, and it's like to my knee. What the fucking hell?
That's what I said. You're wading through knee-high shit.
Oh yeah, delightful. Yes, this is exactly fine. Whatever. You know what? In all the movies, resistances are usually in the sewers. So let's fucking go. I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I will just hope that the methane content is not too bad if we happen to have a firefight down here.
Mira
mean,
looks.
You could
It's
always
kinda-
find out.
Please
Yes.
don't.
You know what? Just to be petty, I might.
But yeah, as you're moving through, you will be able to move through this city now, because this is honestly something they haven't really thought of. So you're able to move through unimpeded to the location you need to get to for the most part.
The people of the planet. Nobody is stupid enough to like go through knee-high level of shit. Amazing.
I mean, it's always my go-to if we need to hide, whether it's in sci-fi or fantasy, go through the sewer.
Yeah, that's fair. It's fair. I'm sorry. Carry on.
Yeah. You are able to get to yeah, you are able to get to the sort of like at least kind of that you're seeing pinging on the pad. You're right underneath that like building that you needed to access previously before things went very askew.
Following the sewers, I know at least at my work we have some that have like a central pipe that you go through that is in the room.
Like access ports and tunnels, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll try to find those.
Yeah, there are a couple. You're not sure if that's like fully in the building where you need to go, but there are a couple that like, are off in the building technically.
I assume they're locked.
They're not like fully locked, but punching them or like getting them open, like pushing upwards as opposed to setting it down can be gentle. Pushing it upwards is going to be a little more loud.
I mean, loud. Who can be here apart from us? Who's stupid enough? Uh, Mira is going to kind of go open that thing and go through there. Well, I mean, that's kind of the only route that we have, so let's freaking go.
Okay. Pushing upwards, it is a little jammed for a moment, so you like have to push a little ways before you hear like, and it's where you both kind of like almost hold your breath as you kind of hear the metal kind of go and then kind of shriek before it like echoes in some sort of open building or hallway. You wait a beat or two and nothing happens before pushing it off to the side.
I will cautiously raise my head to like kind of like how I just shared in Discord to
Yep.
see if it's clear to exit the tunnel.
For
Yeah,
the most part, yeah.
Mira left kind of through, and she is very, very carefully closing that thing behind her. So the least noise is made. Sorry, please continue.
Yeah, you will both be able to access. You can hear like talking and stuff, but it doesn't sound as like militaristic as much as it sounds scientific. Definitely speaking a language you don't fully understand, but just the way it's being talked about, like you can tell the tone of someone who is talking in a more militaristic tone versus someone who is talking in a more intellectual tone. And this all sounds intellectual.
Mm-hmm. Can I understand at least like a few words?
Oh yeah, you can definitely understand. You definitely you understand one of the words being foreign and advanced. And the other thing that really throws you off is a word that doesn't mean much to you, but if you relay it to Kana, it might be a little concerning, which is tachyon emission.
Oh yeah, Mira, whatever she can like decipher there, Mira is telling to Kana.
Could I make a roll of some kind? Because the phaser that I got off the guard that Mira knocked off is definitely futuristic, right?
Yes.
And they're talking about tachyon stream
Mhm.
of some sort.
Yep.
Can I make the inference that they're discussing time travel of some sort with the transporter technology they have?
Yeah. You are going to make. This is going to be Insight Science difficulty 2.
That will be a 13 for me. Do we have any momentum?
I think we still have. No, you do not.
Alright, then I'll give Joe an extra die with threat.
Yep.
And would my... I don't think I have any focuses that will work here. These will be just straight rolls.
Yep.
A 17, a 15, and an 18. I am rolling like crap today.
Works for me. I need this vindication, so your services is appreciated. But
Yes,
I, on
thank
the
you
other
so
hand,
much.
am a little annoyed.
it's for you kind of I mean, you can make an educated guess regardless, but you won't have like the best details unless you are up and close and personal with it.
Glancing around, do I see anything that looks like it might be fire alarms? Or have the general vibe of fire alarm?
Yes. But before you do that, let me just so you have all the pieces of the information. You are still being looked at, and you do know this facility is somewhat well guarded and considered secret to some degree. So just know doing that puts you probably on a timer.
Yeah. So probably not a good idea.
I mean, it's a good idea for a couple minutes.
Yeah. But if I
Why
want
are
to
you
hack it,
encouraging them?
Why not?
Enabler.
Neighbor.
God damn it! Don't label me like that, Lynn. How dare you?
I mean, if the shoe fits.
I don't have a reasonable defense for myself in this case. But yes, the two of you are in a scientific facility presently.
are there like any ladders to like catwalks up in the ceiling and anything that are easily accessible?
I wouldn't say super easily accessible, but there are some.
I turn to Mira and go, what do you think? We could get up there?
Mira can like try to jump and reach it, right?
Yeah.
She kind of walks over and does specifically that.
Okay. Yeah, you are able to access it for the two of you. You will have to basically pull it back up.
Well, that's basically what she does. She's trying to be like the most quiet possible.
Yeah. You do hear the static from the talk box, and like you can click it off if you want.
Is there a setting to make it quieter? Or is it just like,
It'll make it quieter, but it's not gonna make it quiet.
hmm. But we do need to hear what's going on, but at the same time, it's easy to notice us. How about this? Mira will turn off her box, but she will ask Hannah to keep her box uh, on, but just hide it somewhere in her either sleeve or in her neck, like collar thing.
Here's a question. Could I, because of my engineering skills and everything, could I modify this top box to where we can have it on this lowest volume setting, but have it transmit to subtitles to our tricorder?
Fucking subtitles to radio, I love it.
Yes, but this will be a difficult check because you're kind of forcing ancient technology to cooperate with more modern technology.
That's reasonable.
Okay, well, this is control engineering. This is a difficulty of 4.
Would hacking work with this?
In a very roundabout way, yes.
Alright.
Is there any other way? Only roundabout, as usual.
Yeah, because in a sense, that's what you're doing. You're hacking it in order to make it talk to each other.
Yeah, I mean it's like stretching the definition of the word, but it does work.
Yeah.
So I have 14, and I got an 11 and a 6.
Okay.
And my engineering's 4, so just barely over that. So I got 2 successes.
Okay. With 2 successes here. How does that translate? Okay. Because it's a partial success, you're going to get a little bit out of it, but not a lot. In other words, you can have your pad look for key phrases, but that's it. It's not going to give you detailed rundowns of things.
Because this is a new language that we don't
Yes, so you
fully
can pick,
understand.
like literally, you could pick keywords that it can ping that is like something that you feel is important, like keywords only.
That is more than fair.
But yeah, this overhead area and walking around and looking into this sort of catwalk area, there is a sort of within this facility, looking downwards, you can see scientists or engineers or the like working on a kind of a dark, outstretched obelisk-looking device that is glowing kind of a deep dark blue. It has like deep dark blue, like veined lighting, and white panels and lights that are flicking between white and red. But the thing that you notice, pressed against the side, is the symbol. Doesn't matter if it's from the past, or if it's from the future, or if it's from now. You definitely know what a delta is.
a Starfleet Delta.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't look like it's from this time or the time before, though.
Well, fuck.
And you do have
That's fucking delightful.
a little bit of knowledge, just passively, from honestly your grandmother, just a small bit, the smallest bit of knowledge, in the 22nd century. The USS Enterprise, the NX-01, had a couple of run-ins that dealt with a particular war of the future, and things from the future, when you mess with time like that, get lost.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of to explain everything to Mira because she's very unaware of this stuff. She doesn't usually keep up.
I think they may have found something from the Temporal Cold War.
Wait.
Which-
Temporal
Mhm.
is in time travel.
And I hold up the phaser disc. Yes, from the future. So Connor would probably know this, but would this be immediate cause for an immediate beam out?
Yes.
I will quickly tap my comm badge and go, Kana to Hypatia, 2 for immediate beam out. Now.
You do not get a response right now.
And you hear, oh shit.
Wait. What's happening? Is the signal going through?
There's just a dull chip, right?
Yeah. It's not like you're being blocked or anything. It is quite literally like the link between communication right now is it's either way too backlogged and flooded up there or the Hypatia doesn't exist.
How many scientists are down there at the moment?
16.
Boy.
I mean, they're scientists. Mira can handle them. Unless they have guns.
I mean,
Any guards?
oh yeah. There are, from what you can see, for every 4, there are 2 guards stationed for them.
Or you could just hang tight.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what we need to see what they're going to do.
Let's hang tight and stink up the whole fucking room. That's exactly what we're gonna do. Just a reminder, we smell like shit.
Mm-hmm.
Which is exactly where your hot keywords ping in. Trespassers.
Mm.
Perhaps
Back
the way you
can I
came?
see?
Yeah,
Can I-
but let's through to the sewers again.
Wait. Can I? Fuck. I'm sorry. I don't think I understand. Are the scientists talking about the trespassers?
No, but so there is like not the scientists, but the guards around here, you're assuming it's one of them that would have said trespassers because your feet aren't dry.
Yep, we start heading back towards where we came.
Mm-hmm.
And are we being pursued?
No, not in this instance. One of 2 options could be there is they don't know specifically where you are right now, so they're being cautious about, or 2, they are being cautious at not leaving their discovery unattended.
Hmm.
Hmm.
But I think Mira and I go back into the sewers.
Oh, I'm sure
Yeah,
Mira loves
definitely.
that.
Yeah, Mira is enjoying every single second of it. She she's like fighting with the absolute need to jump in, like explode this entire whatever they are working on. She doesn't care. She just wants to like stop them. The moment she realized that this is like they got technology of the future in their hands, she like had this terrified expression on her face.
And I'll just tug at Mira's sleeve and go, "We need to leave now."
I get it. Man, this situation is. And she pauses. Ex-
Oh my god.
In more ways than one.
yes, extremely bad. Let's go.
And that is
I mean,
where
you.
we will end the episode here.
I mean, you guys know what I just went through IRL, but it sounds like you guys had a more exciting time.
Yes,
Yes, but
more smelly time.
but either way, thank you for joining us. Thank you for putting up with the universe trying to, I guess, cancel us.
Thank you for putting up with our shit.
But again, as always, for a time, an evening, or just for this session, we hope we've been a little piece of R&R, and we will catch you next week.